Jesse, to your right, Bruce.
Hey, Bruce. Rick Sutcliffe likes to tell a lot of spring training stories about you. When you guys hung out, I don't know how much baseball you talked. Did you ever talk about this possible matchup? Both teams obviously had good squads back then, and did that ever come up?
Yeah, first of all, don't believe all this Sut says. Trust me, and you know him well. So, I think a couple of times it's come up to where, this could happen, and the way September was going, we had a chance to get here. Of course, the Cubs knew they would be here, so. I know he brought it up a couple times, especially the last time we came in here. That there's a good chance we could see each other again.
To your left, Bochy, right here.
Bruce, what's the chess match like when you're going up against a manager like Joe, and just how big an impact can that have in a series like this?
Well, Joe's, he's done a terrific job. He's very, very well prepared. He's not predictable. You just got to be ready for anything. And I'll say the same against most managers. You don't want to get surprised by anything. But as far as matchups, he's going to get his matchups. He'll be ready for them, and you have to be ready for yours. And but it comes down to the players. Is how this will be determined, the pitching, the timely hitting, and all that. It'll come down to that. I think sometimes too much can be made of, what we're doing as managers, but it's going to be really up to the players to go out there and play well.
Phil in the center.
Boch, with the October roll you guys have been on since 2010, the World Series you've won it, and for you and the players that were there for that stretch, is there ever a feeling that now you're playing on house money, and does it become an advantage, you think, that you've had that success in the past?
Oh, I think so. I think you have to look at, how we got here, and the great thing about the game right now is, it's all new now, and you start from zero. We both have the same records, so it doesn't matter how you get here, but even with that said, the fact that we are here and at this point, I think you can look at it as you are playing with house money a little bit. I think it may take a little pressure off, but and I don't think these guys need to take that off. I think they play better with it. I think we showed that the last two series home when we had to fight to get here, but. It's a good feeling to be here, despite all the struggles that we had the second half.
Henry in the back left here.
Hi, Bruce. Do you have your rotation set beyond
No.
Johnny? You don't?
No. I will tomorrow, Henry. I'll have all that set for you. We're meeting as we speak, and once I'm done here, we'll continue our meeting, and I'll have it down for you.
Okay.
Andy.
Bruce, do you know which way you might go with the lefty tomorrow, Lester? Whether Span might play or Kelby might play for Joe?
Same thing. I usually talk to the players, and we've discussed our options as far as the roster and everything, and of course the lineup. And it's been a long day. We had a tough travel day today between the bus in New York and the bus in here. And of course the plane flight, so we're getting all that straightened out now, and within the next hour I'll have all that for you.
Standing to the left, Bruce.
Hey, Bruce. Back to Joe Madden. In talking about you, he said that it's always interesting when you manage against a cowboy, that he embraces that. Do you like that kind of cowboy connotation?
I think as managers we look forward to managing against guys that we know do such a great job and will be so well prepared. It makes you stay on your toes and make sure that you're ready and you're prepared. So, and especially going against such a good club, and he's got a lot of weapons over there, and it's up to me to have these guys ready, and of course have my moves ready. But no, it's it's great of Joe to say that. We're friends, and this will be a great matchup. Last series we played here, it was a great series. They came out on top, but it was good baseball, good tight ball games, and a lot of moves were made, and I'm sure this series is going to be similar. Both teams have really good pitching and play well.
Second row center.
Bruce, guys talk a lot about at this time about keeping everything the same. Do you have any superstitions as a manager, or do you have any as a player? And then, have you ever heard of any crazy ones with the guys you played with or played for you?
Yeah, I mean, some guys are really superstitious. Just what they wear, either it's to the park or what they put on for the game. I try to stay out of that because it'll drive you nuts. It will. You start saying, "Oh no, I forgot to do this," and we have no chance to win today. So you try to stay away from those if you can. But I know a lot of players have their own, including what meal they have. Vogelsong, I forgot his meal. What was it? Spaghetti. Oh, I was almost close, wasn't I? But anyway, it's just that's the way some players are.
Standing over here.
Bruce, some pitchers seemingly elevate themselves in the postseason. You definitely have a couple of those guys on your roster. Is John Lester also that kind of pitcher, you think?
I think you definitely have to say that. He's been in the postseason. He's pitched well, in these games. So, good players. They seem to perform better under pressure. I mean, that's what makes them good or great players. And, we think we have, those type players here, and the Cubs do too.
First row, Bruce.
Bruce, bullpen performance has become such a major component of postseason play the last decade or so, or maybe longer than that. And this has been an interesting year for both teams in that regard. Things seem to be going better lately, and both teams are at full strength. How do you see that matchup right now?
Yeah, it's going to play a big part in every series, I think. It's kind of nice. Last night it didn't play a part in it. But it's these starters aren't going to go 9 every game, and you have to have your guys down there that you believe in, which we do. Our bullpen, I think, has really settled down and has done a much better job here recently. I think when you look at the back end of our bullpen with Romo helping stabilize things and calming things down a little bit, it's kept guys in their roles, and they've done a good job. The lefties and the righties, and that's more who we are. We don't have just one guy for that 7th or 8th or 9th. We do mix it up, I think, a bit more than most clubs, and it's worked for us. Second half, we had our struggles, but first half, I mean, it couldn't have gone better. So we've kind of gone back to that.
Bruce in the back.
Bruce, how do you look at momentum in a playoff series, having lived through the 1984 series that you played on, and you saw what happened in San Diego momentum-wise? Can a crowd, can a series of different events change a series, or is it that pitcher that day?
I really believe it's that pitcher that really sets that momentum, but it can play such a heavy role, I think, with your club. And I look at our club and look at the struggles that we had the second half, and believe me, we were trying a lot of things, and then we go into the last homestand, and we played very well, and we had to sweep the Dodgers to get here. Now that's pretty good momentum. Now we go into the wild card game feeling pretty good about ourselves again, and of course Bumgarner, the job he did. Now that gives you momentum, I guess, when your pitcher goes out and throws like that. But I do think it does play a critical role in your team's success, because if they believe, then that's all that matters. And if they have any doubt or self-doubt, then that will creep in with any struggles that you have, and that's what you need to stay away from.
John?
Bruce, what does it say about your rotation when you use Bumgarner in the wild card game, but you still have Cueto for game 1 of a division series? And I imagine you are much more comfortable with the depth of this rotation than you were the last time you were in the postseason when Bumgarner was almost a one-man show.
No question. I think you look at Johnny and Bum; they're both number ones. we would be comfortable with them in any game. And so the fact that we used our guy to get here, and now we have Johnny, sure, that's a nice luxury. And I like the way the rest of them are throwing. I think Jeff's been throwing the ball well. Moore's been throwing the ball well. So, it's nice to have a rotation with this depth. And that's our strength. I mean, they're the guys that really are the biggest reason why we're here, because of our starting pitching. And, the Cubs, you look at their starting pitching, it's pretty remarkable what they've done and the numbers that those guys have put up. And, that's usually the case with teams that get to this position. If you look at their starters, they're usually pretty good.
To your left, Boch.
Hey, Bruce, what are some of the biggest challenges your club will face in this series against the Cubs?
I think, like any challenge, when you're in the postseason, you're facing good pitching. You got to find a way to score against good pitching. You got to pitch well. You're facing a good lineup. They're very balanced, and really beside that, that's the biggest challenge. We feel we'll catch the ball, we'll play well. The moment won't bother these guys, but still, you have to go out there and find a way to get runs. And you saw a great game yesterday. We faced some stuff that you don't see very often. I mean, 99 and guys throwing a 93-mile-an-hour slider and a great changeup, but your guys got to go out there and give you a chance, and that's what happened.
Do 2 or 3 more back left.
Hey, Bruce, do you have an update on Nunez?
We're going to try to get a little workout out of them now to kind of see where we're at, and we'll have to make that determination here by 10 o'clock tomorrow. Can he start tomorrow? No, but it's a 5-game series. If we think he can help coming off the bench, maybe start the back end of this series, then we probably would activate him.
Andy, to your left.
Yeah, Bruce, just as you mentioned, all 4 games in the series here a month ago were 1-run games, but the team batting average, I think, was just like 105 in that series. The offense really was kind of hit a low point. Just what do you feel about your offense overall, and do you feel you're in a better place than maybe you were a month ago? And if so, why?
Oh, I do. Well, I think you have to look at the last 5 or 6 games that this team is finding ways to score runs. We're getting a timely hit. It's not just one guy, and I think you look at certain guys in the lineup. Connor stepped up, helped us when Nooney went down, but we have some guys that are swinging the bat better. The numbers show that. Our biggest struggle after the All-Star break really is because a lot of guys just went in a slump at the same time, and you go in a funk like that and they start putting pressure on themselves. But then we had a little success in that last homestand. I think they're getting better swings off, better ABs, and that they're drawing their walks and getting back to who they are.
Take one last one.
Yeah, Bruce, a pitcher like Madison Bumgarner performs well in big games. There are also good pitchers who don't have a good track record in the postseason. Is that mostly sample size, or are some guys just simply not wired to perform under the big stage?
I think it could be a little bit of both. I do. Some guys feel the pressure, I think, a bit more than others. In this game, you have to have the talent, but you also have to have that emotional control, that performing under pressure, and that's what the good ones have, the great ones have, and some guys, put a little too much pressure on themselves. I think they try to carry their load a little bit too much, and not just pitchers, but position players, and they get out of who they are. But for the most part, though, your great ones, they play better.
Thanks very much, Boch. Really
Okay.
appreciate it.